If you've read the book, you know he needs no introduction, an American hero that has captivated crowds across the globe.
This was really a hellhole. It was a little cell about 25 inches wide, 7 feet deep, 6 feet long, a hole in the floor, and that was our bathroom.
Louis Zamperini's stories are stuff of legend, an Olympian, POW, and a man of great faith.
The mayor finally said, tell me, Mr. Zamperini, did anything good come out of your being a prisoner of war in Japan for 2.5 years? I said, yeah, it prepared me for 55 years of married life.
And he's got a great sense of humor, too.
I didn't see any women laughing.
Louis has spent decades telling his story, but Laura Hillenbrand, the author of Seabiscuit, breathed new life into it last year with Unbroken, Louis' story of survival, resilience, and redemption. The book's been a bestseller almost ever since. Now Universal Studios plans to put it on the big screen.
The only problem is that it's going to take a year to put it together, rewrite the script, and then we're going to make the movie. That'll take another year. I said, hey guys, I'm 94. Let's hurry it up.
94 years old. Louis grew up in Torrance, California, a troublemaker. Running track would help to straighten him out. He ran the Olympics in 1936. World War II would change everything. In 1940, Louis became an Army Air Corps bombardier.
That's why today we don't say we're the greatest generation, we're the hardy generation, because we overcame.
He would overcome more in the years that followed than you would think would be possible. A plane crash, nearly 2 months on a raft, stranded at sea, and more than 2 years tortured as a prisoner of war. A guard known as the Bird would haunt Louis for years.
In prison camp, I had nightmares on this bird thing. All the way home, I had nightmares. I had nightmares every night. I got married, still had nightmares. And I woke up in the middle of the night, and I had my wife by the throat. And that scared her, scared me.
So Louis was pretty receptive to coming here all along.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's traveling all over the place. He had been in Las Vegas the day before, flown back to LA that night, and then flew out here the next day.
Soon after Jeff Boleen finished Unbroken, he knew he wanted Louis to share it in person with the people of Wooddale Church in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Why do you think this is so important to preserve this part of our history?
Well, it was obviously an incredibly important season in our country's life, and it affected everybody. You know, now we have altercations going on around the world, but they're kind of on the side. You hear a little bit about it, but people aren't affected countrywide like they were back then.
Jeff would soon find out just how much energy his guest had. Louis' only request while visiting Minnesota? A trip to the Mall of America.
He loves going on roller coasters. He was a little irritated because he'd hurt his back the day before. I think I'd have gotten him on the log flume otherwise.
The church sold so many tickets it had to open up more space. More than 2,000 people came to hear Louis speak. One of the best books you've ever read in the book club?
I would actually put it up there as one of the best books that we've read in our book club.
What was it like to see him tonight and to hear what he had to say?
Kind of surreal at first, because you read about this great guy and all that he's done and accomplished, and then you actually see him in person, and it just makes it very real.
Louis posed for pictures with hundreds of people that night, and he insisted on spending some time with any veterans in the crowd to offer his encouragement.
I think it's great having some recognition for people like him who really did something great. I didn't do anything spectacular in the Navy in World War II, but I was there and we did what we could.
Okay, guys, ready?
Louis' life wasn't easy when he came home from war, but he'd find his faith under a tent one night, listening to Billy Graham speak.
I was a hopeless drunk. Everything in my life was wrong. My wife's leaving me. But when I went forward and accepted Christ, I couldn't believe what was happening. I was still on my knees. In just a matter of moments, I knew I was through getting drunk. I knew I was through chasing around. And then the worst thing of all, I knew I forgave all of my guards, including the rotten bird, that is Mr. Shil Watanabe. And I thought, my God, I can't believe that. But it was real.
Louis didn't come in as a preacher, as a professor, as a professional speaker even. He came in as a pretty ordinary but yet extraordinary guy who had faced some of the toughest things a person can face in life and who had found peace.
Louis has never even met the author of his story. Laura Hillenbrand is fighting chronic fatigue syndrome and has gone years without leaving her home.
The book, she claims, kept her alive, but her research is unbelievable. The schools that write me letters or call me say it's in our library as a history book.
Laura told Louis she would sometimes spend a month researching just one sentence.
The woman is she's a genius writer, I'd say. And then the fact that she has suffered all her life, 23, 24 years, she can relate to our suffering.
So Louis now tells his story for her.
You overcame a lot of obstacles, in particular on the raft. You learned how to catch a fish with your bare hands. Tell us that one.
Well, yeah, we had a spool of line and a box of hooks.
Olympic swimmer John Neighbor travels with Louis after the two became fast friends years ago.
If you get in the water with a shark, show them the white of your teeth, or the best thing is to let them make a pass. Now, their nose is about that far, whatever, in front of their mouth, and when they go to bite you, they turn their nose up. And so it's very simple just to straight arm them, but there's something about a shark's nose. When you touch them, they take off.
You guys have a couple copies left, but they sold pretty well that night.
Hundreds of them. It's a popular book, and a whole bunch of people that night came on in here and they got their own copy.
It will be a night many at Wooddale won't forget.
I've survived so many things in my life that I know I have help.
Meeting a man that never set out to be a hero, but proves each day how much of a hero he is.
I think you get a glimpse from him that every day is a gift, and when this gift runs out, he's okay.
Life to the Max is brought to you by Life Touch, photography for a lifetime.